guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it is somehow already time for my Q4 plan with me, and I literally can't even. But you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. So this video is all about Q4. So if you saw my October plan with me, you'll know we didn't set up anything in my PROJO last video. We're gonna do it all right now. As always, I will most likely not end up doing my monthly reviews just because I have to film it a little bit early to get it up. So I'm currently filming at the end of September, which again, who knows when this video will go up because I still don't have internet. So yeah. Anyway, we are going to take a look at Q4, and honestly, I did a little bit of brainstorming because I just kind of needed to wrap my head around things. And one of the things that I realized is, one, Q3, I actually did a lot of things. We're gonna see when we flip through my PROJO, my current one, but I actually did do a lot of things over the past 3 months, which was awesome. However, the second thing is I am really gonna manage my expectations for the end of the year. So it is looking like October, I have 2 weeks of holidays. I'm not gonna be traveling. If I do anything, maybe a day trip, but like I'm not gonna be traveling. November, always kind of busy with work and all of that. December, I think I'm probably not gonna end up going back to the US for Christmas. So I'm gonna have those 2 4-week holidays where I'll be at home. And so hopefully I'll have some more time to work on personal projects, to work on getting ahead at work and like all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of a bummer that, you know, I probably won't get to see family or go on a trip or anything like that. But on the other hand, hopefully it'll mean that I can like really wrap up this year strong and like set myself up for 2021, like, you know, all those things, trying to look positively at this. So we'll see how this goes. I will do as much of the setup as I can on camera with you guys because I've already done some brainstorming. Actually, that will go a little bit better. And yeah, let's just head on over to the table and see how things go. Okay, so I've got my new P-book as well as my PROJO out. So let's go ahead and take a look at Q3 for a start. So over here, got my color code. I do actually have those pens. That's good. I just was thinking like, did I bring over all of my pens? Yes, I did. So as I mentioned, I actually did a lot of stuff during Q3. So as you can see here, all of my brown crosses, those are the things that I actually got around to and really like did pretty well. This is, I've got almost all of my first units planned, and I know I'm not going to get to my second units probably until my October holidays. So we'll see about that. You know, I did some stuff over here. Like honestly, I feel pretty good about the number of things that I got accomplished this quarter. So that's a really good sign. I do have a couple of things that didn't get finished that we're gonna end up migrating, but we'll see that in a bit. So again, the top 3 things that I had over here, I did a pretty good start on a lot of stuff. You know, I didn't do everything, but I made pretty good headway. Then I've got this one over here. Actually, you know what? I'm not doing a new headshot right now. Just, it's not really a necessary thing. You know, I know mine's out of date, but like, it's still me, it's fine. So, still have a couple of things over here. As you can see, I never filled in September, literally just didn't. I've been just working through anything that was open here. I've just been trying to complete it, so. Then I've got July. So as you can see here, I did tidy, I migrated this because I didn't finish, and I did do the backlog. Didn't even migrate this stuff. I did end up dealing with it. I just didn't write arrows or anything like that. And I really do like this where I just kind of write the highlights of what projects and what things I worked on. So yeah, have my little monthly review over here. Did 0 prep work in July, that's cool. Then I did August, and again, I just kind of marked off if I did these, and I actually did pretty well. I think this August was the one that it took me until like mid-August to actually even set up my monthly, and so I didn't even bother writing in a bunch of stuff that I knew I would have to migrate. I just kind of wrote in the things I actually did. Then I have my monthly review, which actually went really well. For once, I actually did most of the things that I had hoped to do. And we are up to September. So as you can see, well, let's see, I can add in filming. Did do that. And I did a little bit of sewing yesterday. It wasn't actually sewing for me, but it was sewing, so that counts. Didn't even set up the projects, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'm going to for this month. Like, I just don't think I'm going to. I have been filming, so I have filmed my October plan with me. I have filmed, I didn't do either of those. Literally, what was I thinking with this filming? That's not what I filmed. So I did film a Google Calendar video, and I'm doing Q4 plan with me. That's not a B, Caitlin, that's a P. Goodness. So I will leave the other ones, the other videos, and maybe get to them later. But to be perfectly honest, I think that I'm not gonna do what's in my teacher bags this year, or maybe I'll do it at like my 10-week, like, I don't know, but I'm not gonna deal with that yet. So overall, the things that I really wanted to get filmed this month, I have. Unfortunately, I can't actually upload anything for the time being, but you know, I've got it filmed. So yeah, working on some stuff over here. I still have, you know, a week and a bit left. So I will hopefully finish up more stuff for work. I would like to finish a couple of things for sewing. I definitely have more projects on here than I most likely will have time to finish this month, but I just like to keep a running list. And I think I'll show you in my end book, because I haven't done that in a while. I actually created a sewing spread because I was like, you know, this is getting really silly that I'm migrating these things every month when I know that it's gonna take me longer than a month to finish a lot of them. So anyway, so working on this stuff, yeah, we'll see. I'm filming, and I did do some prep. I did do some sewing, so see how that goes. And again, the monthly review is the one that I'm not gonna fill out because I still have some time left for the end of the month, so we'll wait and see what I actually finish up. Then weeklies, you guys have seen most of these before, so I'm just gonna kind of go through pretty quickly. This is still July, then we've got the start of August. Oops. July and August were the months that I was not necessarily on top of things when it got to my weekly. However, I will say since I've been back at work, I've been getting back into my routine again, which has been really nice. So here we have September, and I've really been kind of better about keeping up with it every single week. Just when I'm busier, I tend to be able to stick to my routine better, whereas when I have too much free time, I just like lose it. It just doesn't work. So this is for this week. I actually was good and I filled out my weekly this morning, so that's why Sunday is not filled in yet. I have to still work on that. But I will say that in terms of things that I got done, the work stuff, I got done everything I needed to do for this week. I migrated a couple of things, so you can actually see I've already done my work checklist for next week because I made the decision I did enough that I didn't have to work this weekend. So anything that was left on here is for next week, and I had a couple of things that I already know that I want to work on for next week. And I literally did them correctly over here. Forgot that I had my filmed section twice. Oh, I remember why I did it, because I didn't want to set it up on my weeklies yet. So anything that I didn't film in August, I migrated to my September monthly so that when I decided I was going to film in September, I could then write it on the weekly. That was why I did that. So I'm currently doing my Q4 plan with me, and I've done my Google Calendar. And as I mentioned, I'm not going to do my teacher bags right now. I might get to it, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do it as like an Instagram story whenever my internet comes back. Like, we'll see. So that is currently what is up with this week. So I'll have to finish out Saturday or Sunday, literally Sunday, and my reflection later. And then I do still have next week. I just haven't set it up yet, so I have to do that today, but we're not going to take time to do that in here. So, and then the rest of it will just be blank, basically. Honestly, I think I've been forgetting to do my quarterly reflection, so I will probably just not do that again this quarter. So before we go to Q4, let's take a look at my end book, which there's a decent chance that I'm not fully up to date on my index, but that's fine. So I've got my 4-year tickler. I need to actually look at this and start. One of the things that's on my list to do for Q4 is I need to start brainstorming for 2021. So I'll have to work on that, and this is where I will end up doing that. I have my holidays again. Most of this probably won't happen. As you can see, it's pretty sparse for the moment because I just don't know if and when things will happen. So this stuff has been in here for ages upon ages, and this is the only end book I've actually used this year. Just with how everything went, I haven't needed to migrate it, and so I'm just like, I'll just use this one for 2021 and call it good. YouTube stuff, I need to probably go through and see if there's anything I can update or cross off or what have you. So this was for this year's setup, and actually I'm pretty close to being done. Then I had February, probably one of the last monthly pre-planners that I actually did. Oh, I did do March, okay. This that I did for like 3 days and then immediately abandoned. My haircut one, I actually need to do a new spread. I just trimmed my hair today. So I like to just kind of keep track of that, which maybe I should just do it on my weekly that I did my haircut. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. And then this is my 2020-2021 school prep, so the different units I need to work on, and as you can see, I haven't fully gotten it. Some of these, for example, some of these, and for these 2 classes, I'm using units that I had already worked on previously. I just haven't gone through to like really confirm and do like print out stuff and make photocopies, so that's why they're not crossed off. But I actually do have more prepped for this year than it looks like. Then Q3 ideas, paper measurements, so for InDesign, my someday list, possible, this was one I had written on like a random piece of paper. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna do a little spread, possible challenges that I might wanna work on someday. This is my sewing one, and I've done a little bookmark on it because this is something I will refer to. So patterns I need to print, patterns to prep, projects to sew, random projects to plan, and then just like stuff that doesn't really have a home, but that I wanna work on. Then, oh, actually did this. My friend actually helped me take measurements so I can start working on my sloper at some point soon, so that's cool. Then I had my October plan with me, so if you've seen the October plan with me, that was what I used for this. So here we have Q4, and then the last thing on here is actually my, I said it was for my holidays, but I actually just did a brain dump. So this is actually dealt with, and this is actually dealt with. So we are focusing on this one. And as you might notice, it is a bit sparser than I normally have for a quarterly plan with me. I really, really want to try and just focus on the essential stuff. You know, it's the last quarter of the year. This year's been just kind of all over the place. And so rather than saying I want to do these 10,000 things, I want to kind of focus it down. So I have a couple of categories. So I have home, work, sunshine, and stationery. So like YouTube, website, like all that kind of stuff. Nationality, languages, and sewing. So that's like, I'm sticking with that for my categories. And most of these, so what I did is I looked kind of at, whoops, where are you? So I looked at this and I kind of pulled out the things that I still want to work on. So there's things on here that I'm leaving on here that I'm not migrating, but then anything that I wanted to migrate came over here. So this is what I'm going to base for Q4. So actually, let's go ahead and pull out my new P-book. Oops. So do that. I don't need my little, my paper. I've got like 1,000 of these, so I can just recycle that. So, oops, and I forgot about this. So you get your little quick start, which again, I've used this a bunch of times, so I will just end up recycling that. So let us do basic setup. So this like basically never leaves my house, but I still always fill it out because you never know. Okay. All right, and I want to do my color code. Color code is nice and easy. Oop, got little fuzzies on things. Don't know why. All right, so it is the 20th? Yes. So, and of course I closed this and I actually need it. This one. So we are honestly just gonna do a little mind mappy. I need to start working on my nationality paperwork. So I want to make sure that that gets its own little section so that it's like really front and center. So here. And everything else I'm just gonna kind of put on in no particular order. So we're gonna do, I've been doing my normal YNAB stuff, but I wanna do like a big check-in. Like I wanna update the goals that I've got. I wanna, you know, delete anything that's old, that no longer is relevant or what have you. And so I've done like little bits, but I wanna do like a big check-in. So yeah, so my goal is I'm gonna finish level 5 of Talk to Me in Korean, so over the next 3 months. And I need to do I want to update my last notes. It's been so busy with work and I just haven't really like thought about it or gotten to it. So I want to make sure I have updated my Italian notebook with the notes from my last Italian class, and I want to work on reading. That's the one like reading goal that I haven't done yet. I've done all the books that I had planned to read in Spanish, and I've read all the books I had planned to read in French and more actually. And I'm on track to hit my overall reading goal, but the one that I had is I wanted to read a book in Italian this year. I haven't done that yet. So that is going to be a Q4 focus. Let's do, I don't need a lot of room for work. I'm really simplifying for work. So work is, I want to do no work weekends. I like really want to make that a priority. And that doesn't mean that I don't do my work. It just means I do my work during the week and really prioritize and decide like, is this something that has to get done now or can I wait until next week and do it? And then I also want to work on getting prepped ahead because I know that just like really reduces my stress level if I can do that. So got to work on that. I think I'm going to do sewing is going to be down here because that's always a huge one. So we're going to do sunshine and stationery over here. Literally it is almost October and I still haven't done the Me Made Made post. If I don't do it, now I have the pictures for it. I just have to like reorganize and write stuff up. If I don't do it, I'm just gonna call it a wash and try and be more on top of things for next year. Because I do think I want to do Me Made May again next year. So I want to finish my font. I want to work on Happy Mail. Still not quite caught up, so I really do want to get caught up. And I want to do for YouTube is prep my whole backlog, make sure everything is like ready to go, which a lot of it I actually can't do until my internet comes back, but I'll do what I can. And then this one we're gonna do sewing because we know this is obviously a huge, so I'm gonna say work on cross stitch. I wrote down start cross stitch, but I have this thought that maybe I'll start it before the end of the month. No, what am I doing? I'm adding an R where there shouldn't be an R, that's fine. So I wanna do, oh yeah. So I think what I wanna do is a no spend, except for notions and threads. And I actually like wrote it out on my little thing, so I was really clear. So no spend except for threads and notions for projects I already have the fabric and pattern. This is not like a full sentence, but honestly, it's fine. So basically I have a ton of fabric and I know myself and I'm like, ooh, I really want to get some knits and like all of this because I don't have a lot of that. But I need to start sewing through my stash. I have a bunch of patterns that I have purchased over the past year that I want to work on making. And so I need to do a no spend on sewing stuff until I get some of that like more. And I don't have a date, like I don't have a timeline for this. Like I don't know if it's going to be a month, 3 months, 6 months, like I have no idea. But just initially, I think what I'll do is say like, you know, October is a no spend, except if I need thread or notions for something that I already have the pattern, I already have the fabric, I'm just missing like 1 or 2 notions to actually be able to do it, then I'm gonna buy those things so that I can actually do the project. So that is what that is. Then I wanna do, let's do over here. So I'm gonna brainstorm 2021 goals. And I'm gonna work on that later, but basically any like sewing goals I wanna do, if I wanna do a make 9, if I wanna do Me Made May, if I wanna do something else, I wanna work on brainstorming that. And then I also wanna do the capsule collection design project. So I've started working on it and I think I actually want to re-pull out fabric and this is something I haven't talked about on YouTube, but I kind of did a little story about it on Instagram, and if I end up doing something with it, I'll do a video about it. But for right now, basically what it is I want to use fabric that's in my stash, patterns I have, and create basically like a capsule collection. So not really a wardrobe, but like a capsule collection where I have, you know, 8 or 10 pieces that all work together in like color family. And right now it's just a design project where I like want to brainstorm and figure out like how I would do it. But I haven't decided if maybe I want to actually try and make them. Like we'll see, I don't know. So that is actually all that I have for here. And I kind of like really centered it in here, but like I'm trying really hard to keep it manageable. So now what we have to do, we can put away my list, and now I need to do my goals. So I'm gonna, drives me nuts that I don't actually have a thing in the right size. Oh, we're just gonna use this one. So we're gonna just do that and that. I'm not like super, don't really care that much, but just because the first one is drawn in, I kind of want to draw in all of them. So obviously I have more categories than what I actually have like space for. So what's like the really like top 3 projects? I think it's going to be work. So is my goal to prep ahead, or is my goal to have no, I think my goal is no work weekends. So this is plan during off periods, and also plan ahead and keep on top of grading. Those are the 3 things that'll make it so that I can not work on the weekends. Next up, I want to do 2021 prep. So I want to do a forecast. Ooh, that's not a K there. There we go. So big check-in. I want to do 2021 ideas, and I want to plan my mega goal week videos, and I want to do as much filming ahead of time as I can. Okay. And then the third one, I think my third goal is actually going to be to finish level 5. So Korean. Finish, talk to me in Korean, level 5. I'm gonna leave that as is for right now. I would like to do more in regards to Korean, but I think I'll leave that for there. And obviously I've got a ton of things on here that don't actually fall on here. Again, it's sort of arbitrary, but I try and pick the things that are kind of either the most important, like the no work weekends, or something that I wanna make sure I'm like staying on top of and getting ahead of. So like 2021 prep, because I know I have that like special thing for YouTube that I want to do, and Korean is just like a personal project that I really want to work on. Whereas something like sewing, like yeah, it's a big personal project, but like there's so many moving steps that are like so different that it's not really like worth it kind of to do that. So what I'm going to do here is got October, November, and December. And I want to do, so this is no work weekend. This is 2021 prep, and this is Korean. So my goal for October, and I remember this because I just did my intentions, is 7 talk to me in Korean lessons. And actually I have no idea how far. I know there's probably 30 lessons in level 5, but I don't know actually how many I've done. I'm gonna have to check on that. So I can't fill that out until I check and see how many lessons I have left. So 2021 prep, so October I need to do, let's see. So October I need to do forecast. I wanna do my big YNAB check-in. I wanna plan mega goal week. And I wanted to say film Tucson, question mark. And then this is gonna be prep YouTube, mega goal. Okay, so ideally I wanna get that planned and filmed. And what'll end up happening is if I don't get to this forecast, then I'll just leave it open and I'll do it later another month, because I know I do my mega goal week on YouTube that last week of November, so that it's like, you know, well before the end of the year. So I want to try and get that done, and I have my holidays coming up in October, so that's why this is kind of like a lot of stuff for October, because I know I've got those holidays coming up. And then I also am gonna do, no I'm not. So October, during my holidays, I want to plan ahead. So Unit 2 start Unit 3. This is gonna be Unit 3. And when I write Unit 3, it's every single Unit 3 for all my classes. I'm probably not gonna get to much more. We're gonna say start Unit 4, and then December we're gonna do Unit 4 and Unit 5. Because some of my classes I've got 6 or 7 units that I do, so if I can like, and again, this is really ambitious, but if I can do as much as I can, that would be really good. And because I know I have my holidays in October and December, I can actually kind of work ahead a little bit more than I can, for example, in November when I don't have any holidays. So there, whoops. And I also want to do stay on top of grading. I know that's like very vague, but basically means that when I get it, try and get it graded ASAP. So like I actually had, one of my classes had 2 assignments and then both of them are graded, which I'm very proud of. So I can give it back to them on Monday. Okay, so that's that. And I think for work, we are gonna leave that kind of as is. Whoops, I did not do that very well centered. Okay, so 2021 prep. Honestly, this is kind of, yeah, that works. Korean, I might need to do something different. Yeah, we're gonna leave it as that for now. So let's go ahead and look at October. And we'll just go ahead and kind of set up. Oh, I have to do that. Wait, first day is on Thursday. And I know that because I just filmed my plan with me. Otherwise, I don't actually know that off the top of my head. Like, I just one of those kind of fluke things. So the one kind of exception to my October extravaganza in my planners is I don't do it in my PROJO. I just leave my, no, they're not two day 21s. Come on, Caitlin. Yeah, I don't actually do that in my PROJO. I really leave my PROJO as just like super functional. And then my bullet journal is where if I do anything, it's gonna be in there. 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, cool. So I know that I've got my holidays. So Friday is the last day of school. So I'm gonna just do this. Just so that I know there. And actually it's gonna be through Sunday, but Sunday is the 1st of November, so we're not gonna do that there. So that's my holidays. I'm not even gonna label it, just like it shows me that those are actually my holidays. And let's see, what do we wanna do? So my goals are, here, give me my fine, this one. So this one is not like a top priority, so it gets to be the bottom. Okay, and my goal is to do 7 talk to me in Korean lessons. And I'm going to specify that it's level 5 and not just review lessons. So next up, I want to do no work weekends. I'm not gonna be able to do this with this. All right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do work. Okay, no work weekends. So this is gonna be plan ahead, stay on top of grading. And then this, we're gonna do, what did I say this was? Oh, 2021 prep. Not very neat, not very centered, but it doesn't matter. And actually in this one, we're gonna really focus on Mega Goal Week. So what I wanna do is, I'm gonna do Plan Unit 2, Plan All Unit 2, Start Unit 3, All Grading. Okay, and actually I'm gonna do, just gonna highlight my box because this is mostly gonna be during my holidays, whereas grading I wanna keep up with kind of all the time. So then we're gonna do 7 talk to me in Korean, level 5. Gonna do plan Mega Goal Week. That is a holiday one. And we're gonna do film, edit, prep, backlog, all. Okay, and then I actually don't think that I'll need to film until I'm done with that, so I'm actually gonna just do this one. So film, so me made style, and I wanna do, I think 4 if I can. That'll just give me some random videos. I need it, so mega goal week. I'm gonna need to do my November plan with me, and actually, wait, what week are we already on? No, my 10 week is gonna be later, I think. Okay, so I'll check my editorial calendar, but I think that's pretty on top of things. So what my goal is gonna be is to not film until I'm on holiday. So that's why all of these are under, or have the little gray shading. Then what else do we wanna work on? Right, we wanna do here, 2021 forecast. Big YNAB, whoops. Check-in and finish font. So those are also holiday ones. Just this way, when I look at it, I know that I'm not expecting myself to actually get all of this stuff done here. It's really gonna happen when I don't have work. So that's kind of why I'm pre-doing those. Oh my gosh, I have pen marks all over my table. That's cool. Let's see, anything else that we want to put for October? So let's just check off this. So here, yes, did that, okay, anything? Maybe I want to do Italian during my holidays too. So let's do read Italian. And even though it's probably going to happen during my holidays, I'm actually just going to leave it as not. We'll see if it happens. I have 3 months to get it done, so it's probably going to be one of those that I end up migrating, but you never know. So here. So this one I'm actually just going to box. There we go. And I want to do my capsule collection design challenge, and that'll probably happen during my holidays, but I'll just kind of leave it as is. Let's see what else. Cross stitch, cross stitch. Okay, and I think that's good. Like, honestly, I'm going a little overboard, but I have my holidays, so I'm always like, oh, I can totally do a ton of stuff. Oh, we're gonna do Happy Mail. So do that. And I will end up having more work stuff most likely. It's just that because that always kind of changes over time, it'll end up being whatever I don't finish in September. So I'm gonna leave that for now. I think we've got a really good, like, solid idea of where we want to go for October. I feel like I've got a pretty good idea for the end of the year. One of the things that I am gonna do, and it's most likely, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set it up in here already, is I'm gonna do a spread back in my PROJO. Let's see, I want a different marker, this one. I'm gonna set up a spread for Mega Goal Week. So this is gonna be last week of November. Okay, I'm gonna do the dates there, and you guys can see even when I do stuff in my end book, a lot of times I don't even use my stencil to draw my squares. Like, it's just kind of a rough sketch of things. So I wanna try and do Monday through Friday. So it's gonna be the Sunday before, so this is gonna be the first. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna do 22/11 is gonna be my December plan with me. Then it's gonna be 23, so it's gonna be the 23rd. 24 is Monday, 25, 26, 27, 28, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, no, this is actually, what did I say that was? 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 29th. 29th is Sunday. So So this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Okay, so I think maybe we're gonna do, no, because January and quarter one are gonna happen in December. So this is gonna be, I actually wrote down some ideas. Okay, but basically what I wanna make sure I have is a brainstorm of the types of the videos I wanna do for my mega goal week in November, so that when I'm on holiday, I can start working on those, because some of them require me to like actually get some stuff set up. So for example, print out the pages of my bullet journal. Ooh, that actually might be one. So maybe one of them is gonna be an InDesign tutorial, because that's one just kind of in general, not necessarily with the goal week, but like that might be one to do in general. Okay, so I'm gonna work on that later, but I think that in terms of actual setup, I think we're pretty good. So yeah, let us go ahead and stop there. We'll head back over and do a little bit of a wrap up. So there you have my quarter four plan with me. I think it was really a good idea for me to do that brainstorming kind of ahead of time and not on camera, because sometimes when I'm doing that brainstorming, if I do it on camera with you guys, I'm like, oh, I need to make decisions faster so that I can like make this video a little bit shorter. Whereas I really just needed to sit down and kind of think about what am I actually gonna get done. And again, there's a very good likelihood that I've got more on the list than I will actually finish, but I feel like I've really kind of focused in on a couple of kind of specific projects and things I wanna work on that even if I don't finish it, I feel like I'll make pretty good headway. And again, in quarter four, I have two 2-week holidays, and this year I'm most likely not gonna be traveling. So I'm gonna really kind of use that time, hopefully as well as I can, to get stuff done. And I don't know if I ever talk about this, but one of the things that I do try and do, and I've done this for the past, I think the past year, like school year, is if I basically stay home for my holidays, what I'll do is the first week, I don't do any work, I don't touch it, I leave it in a corner in my bags, and I just work on personal projects. So I rest, I sleep, I cook, I sew, I do personal things, I see friends, for example, if they're around. And then that second week is when I will use, usually in the mornings, what I try and do is I'll have a couple of mornings that I will sit and do prep work. So I will plan to do that again, but that's why I tend to kind of go a little heavy on both personal projects and work projects, because during my holidays, if I can get on a pretty good schedule, I actually can get a lot of stuff done. Again, probably not everything, but we're gonna do our best. So that is, and because one of my, honestly, like one of my biggest goals for work is to really get into a rhythm where I don't have to work on the weekends, where I use my planning periods, where I use, Thursday morning or Friday morning after work or before work to like get a couple of things done, so that I can really disconnect, like, Friday after lunch, I can disconnect from work until Monday morning. That is my goal, because otherwise I can just kind of feel with the amount of, like, if the work is never ending, and if I don't create that boundary, I can tell that at some point, sooner probably rather than later, I will just hit burnout and I won't be able to function. You know what I mean? Like, I want to try and cut that, like, stop that before it becomes a real issue, and this is kind of the way that I'm going to try and do that. Also, I do have other things that I want to work on, and I don't want to spend my weekends doing work stuff when I could be seeing friends and working on personal projects and just relaxing, and you know what I mean? So that is that's where we are with quarter four. We will see how 2021 works out in terms of projects and plans and goals and all of that kind of stuff. As you guys mentioned, I am planning to do my mega goal planning week again, like I did last year, where I do videos Monday through Friday. I do, based on what I did last year, I have ideas for 4 videos, so basically Tuesday through Friday. I'm gonna revisit those, make sure that they're actually up to date and what we need to work on. But I am planning on doing that because I find that really splitting out my planning for 2020, like for a new year, it helps me really visualize what I want to get done that year. And I feel like is also maybe helpful for you guys to kind of see the process and the way I go through it. So, it is something that I have done previously, but it's going to be for a brand new year. It's going to be, on the heels of this year that did not turn out the way I think many of us expected. So yeah, I'm really excited to start brainstorming for that and start like preparing to film for that probably in October, actually, because I have those holidays coming up. So yeah, anyway, that's a really long outro. that is all I have for you guys for today. If you guys have any comments or questions, let me know down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, so if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and are actually watching my end screen and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. There's a little button right there for you to do it. And if you're interested in watching some more of my videos, I have links to 2 of my older videos off to the left there, so you can check those out if you would like to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!